Postgame Show.
Well, folks, Denver has been climbing for a decade to get back to a place where they can enjoy the view from the top of the AFC. It happened today. The summit got a little closer as the Broncos take down Josh Allen and the Bills in overtime to advance to the AFC title game by the score of 33-30. Welcome back to the State Farm Postgame Show. JB back here inside of Studio 43 alongside Coach Nate, Kirk, and Kyle.
All right, here's where we stand when it comes to the brackets. All right, so in the AFC, the championship game will be played in Denver. The Broncos will play the winner of the Texans or the Patriots, and that will be right here on CBS next Sunday at 3 Eastern. And then in the NFC, 49ers and Seahawks, that's up next over on Fox, and then the Rams-Bears, that's tomorrow on NBC.
Yeah, I kudos to the Buffalo Bills and their effort all year long on a short week to go out there, but also to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton.
Yeah.
What a great effort, particularly going into overtime. Bo Nix did it again.
Both teams had so many opportunities, and both teams made so many plays.
Yeah.
And credit Buffalo for staying in there with 5 turnovers, but 53 penalty yards on the final drive did them in.
And even there in overtime at the end of the game, the confidence that I saw from Sean Payton and his young quarterback chucking that ball down the field, we're going to see more of that next time.
Yeah, next week is going to be electric in Denver. You either get Bo Nix against that Texans defense or Bo Nix against Drake May. Either way, CBS, Denver, Colorado is going to be rocking.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you there.
Maybe I shouldn't say this, Bill, but I was just asking you, I don't know any other franchise that has experienced such excruciating losses in the postseason as the Buffalo Bills.
They will be back, but kudos to the Denver Broncos right now to host this next championship game and to Bo Nix and Sean Payton.
And we will be there next week in Denver for the AFC Championship game. We'll see you right
in the overtime period. It's 0-7 all over. It's 0-3 now in the playoffs as Allen and the Bills could not muster enough here in the divisional round on the road. 5 turnovers, a task too tall to overcome as Buffalo season ends and Denver will host a conference championship. And for more, we take you back out to the site where the lead analyst of the NFL on CBS, Tony Romo, is waiting. Tony, you know I never want to put you in a spot, but I need your perspective on those penalties down the stretch that helped the Broncos move the ball into chip shot range for Will Lutz.
Well, yeah, by definition, you could call penalties on each play in a lot of ways, especially in the one-on-one situations down the field. I just thought it was more about Denver taking the shots and not trying to just be safe and nickel and dime. And we talked about it going on to that drive, and I just thought they did it perfectly where it's like they're going to put the onus on the officials and on the player because Buffalo can't give up these little 10-yarders, 5-yarders stuff, so they had to play on the inside edge of these receivers and force you to do something that most teams wouldn't always do. I mean, Buffalo 5 turnovers. I mean, you can't win these games there, but they almost did. And Sean Payton, that was a masterclass. Each time a guy got hurt, he went and attacked him. He did it with Savage at the end of the first half. Threw a rollout all the way back, take on the player who doesn't play a whole lot. As soon as Jackson comes in for one play, takes a shot, double move, touchdown. I mean, it was just exceptional for their timing.
It was a vertical attack throughout against this league best pass defense, and Bo Nix is the one that's got to make those throws. I'm glad you bring up before half because Romo Damas strikes once again from your lips to Bo's arm, and then the dot in the fourth quarter, Tony, vertically to take the lead here for the Denver Broncos. What did you make of the clutch factor of Bo Nix in the biggest moment of his young career?
It was impressive, and I think these are the games that kind of change the pantheon of where you're going to rate quarterbacks and stuff. I mean, we're not putting him at Josh Allen's level yet, but I can tell you he did it all year. He was battle-tested. He showed the propensity to actually come up big in clutch moments, and he's thrown some great balls in key situations all year long. But it's a whole other thing to come and do it in the playoffs. And I felt like today he did rise to that level. He started the game off on fire too, and I thought that was key. And, you know, it just showed that he's cool under pressure. And then to come out and do it at the end, I mean, that's what moves you up the ladder, and we'll see how far they go here. I mean, he goes on and wins a Super Bowl. He rises up 5 notches. And, I mean, this same thing Joe Burrow did. When Joe Burrow went and knocked off Josh Allen, and then he goes and beats Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow became Joe Burrow. This could be happening to Bo Nix right now.
It's the game that changes the way they say your name. Unfortunately, we're waiting for that final distinction for Josh Allen, whose season comes to a close in heartbreak once again, Tony. And over the years, we've sat here and we've done this and tried to put it into words. I can't help but zoom all the way out and look at the guys that Josh Allen is trying to win this game with. I asked you all season if he had enough, but he's targeting Mecole Hardman and Brandon Cooks in the late stages of this game. Respect to those two gentlemen and their effect on this game, but how much do you just put on roster construction this season for Buffalo?
It's really more about the injuries. The roster construction, you can only spend money in so many ways. I think the offense had the ability to control most games on the ground, and they rushed it well today as well. 24 rushes for Cook for 117 yards. Josh had 12 rushes for 66. So they ran it as well as anybody against Denver. The difference was just the turnovers. You just can't give the ball away that many times. And a little bit that's on Josh today. This is the first time I've ever seen him really do that in the last 5 years. So to me, you got to look inward. But I mean, he has so much on his plate. It's just a heartbreaking loss for him that I know will eat at him like a lot of the others. But this time a little bit's on him just because of some of the turnovers. And I think that eats at you more sometimes as a quarterback.
Tony and the crew can leave that do not disturb on the door. We know where we're playing our AFC title game. As the Broncos play on, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, and Jim Nantz will bring us the latest as we appreciate this stop always on HQ. Tony, we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, so a wild one, and again, a wild end to the season for the Buffalo Bills. Man, there is no easy end to a year for anybody, but this Buffalo team, they really have a way of pulling at the heartstrings of those who love them the most. We now know the Denver Broncos, your top seed in the AFC, will play host to the winner of Houston or New England in the AFC title game next week.
Josh, how hard is it to just get here again and have this happen?
It's extremely difficult. I feel like I let my teammates down tonight.
Your emotions normally aren't this emotional for us. Is what has brought this on? It's
just missed opportunities throughout the game. It's been a long season. I hate how it ended, and it's going to stick with me for a long time.
I think it ended up being 5 turnovers overall. I know it just happened, but can you kind of take us into why it felt like you guys kind of kept shooting?
Yeah, can't win with 5 turnovers. I fumbled twice, threw 2 picks. When you shoot yourself in the foot like that, you don't deserve to win football games.
Hey, Josh, having said that, does it add the frustration, kind of the way the game ended with a couple of questionable calls?
Yeah, I mean, losing that way regardless, losing in the playoffs is not fun, so.
Did you get an explanation on the Brandon Cooks play at the end?
No.
Can you process how the team was able to stay in the game all the way to that catch or interception play in overtime despite all the adversity?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's, again, we were battle tested all year. Down 2 scores at halftime. Come out, sack, fumble, hold them to 3. Find ourselves leading that game. And if 1 or 2 plays go our way, it's a different story.
Josh, the play at the end of the first half, you had 16 seconds, no timeouts. Why not just take a knee there and go into the half?
Just trying to be aggressive. Can't do that.
Josh, what did you say to your teammates after the game?
I haven't been doing a lot of talking other than I love my teammates and I'm extremely sorry. I'm disappointed in how this ended.
Josh, you mentioned this at the here. Is there anything in particular that's sticking out to you about this season?
Not at the moment. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Josh.